I don't know how you do it. You blow my mind without a word. Ooh, stuck upside down. I might be dreaming. There's no way back now. Take every inch of my body. Wanna dance with you all night long. Dive in, babe, you know we can't stop this. Come on, show me what you got. 'Cause I don't care if they think we're meant to be falling in love with you. I'll do it again and again and again and again. Why would I fight the things I'm feeling? Rather space out here next to you. Ooh, like astronauts, we're in the night sky and we won't come down. Take every inch of my body. Wanna dance with you all night long. Dive in, babe, you know we can't stop this. Come on and show me what you got. 'Cause I don't care if they think we're meant to be falling in love with you. I'll do it again and again and again and again. I don't care. 'Cause every moment with you makes me even lighter. I don't care. Oh yeah. 'Cause every moment with you. I don't care if they think we're meant to be falling in love with you. I'll do it again and again and again and again.
I used to have a quote up in my room many, many moons ago, and it resonates now perhaps more than ever when you see the vitriol and noise that can be out in the world. And it's by Georgia O'Keeffe, and it's, "I've already settled it for myself, so flattery and criticism go down the same drain, and I am quite free." And the moment that you are able to be liberated from all of these other opinions of what you know to be true, then I think it's very easy to just live with truth and live with authenticity, and that's how I choose to move through the world.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the podcast. That was the trailer for my upcoming book. If you haven't seen it, I'm slowly getting there with the final draft, so shouldn't be too long now. Let me know what you think of the cover, by the way. Do you like it? Do you like the red? I wanted something that was very, very bold. But yes, that is Royal Codes, a guide to gracefully breaking all the rules and knowing your worth, coming very, very soon. And yes, some people have asked me about translations. If the English book does relatively well, I will look at translations. Not at all, Minxie Martin. I'm just so glad you are all here. Okay, let's get to it. Of course, this evening is the ITV documentary Tabloids on Trial, starring Prince Harry and other victims of the phone hacking scandal. But of course, we know that it was not just hacking. I think we shouldn't just minimize it to hacking. People were burgled, people were bugged, um, people were stalked, and people had their lives ruined because of this. And it wasn't just celebrities; it was also everyday people as well. If you look back some time ago, I actually did a video because we're going to listen to one of the victims later in the podcast. I did a video on some of the victims of the 7/7 bombings who were also targeted by the tabloids. And I will actually find that video and repost it because I think it's a good one to actually rewatch today, or if you haven't already watched it, you can. Or sorry, if you didn't watch it at the time, you can watch it now. So I'll dig that up and post it on the community tab. But before we get into all the phone hacking stuff, let's start with the other royals because some rather interesting things have come out the last few days regarding the royal finances. The sovereign grant has also come out. Now, I haven't had a moment to take a good look through it. I think we'll look into it a little bit more in tomorrow's podcast because I think other people doing the Lord's work would have analysed it. So I can just get the most important bits, and then we can look at that. I think Republic usually does a good job of giving us a breakdown of these things. So I'll wait for somebody else to do the Lord's work, and then I'll report on that fully. But one of the interesting things that came up was that the royal train cost almost 600,000 just to park it, like not even to take it anywhere. And then also that they spent, there was like one particular trip on the train that cost like tens of thousands. Absolutely insane. But let's start with William when it comes to money. So Prince William declines to reveal tax bills, sharing fewer details than his father. The Duchy of Cornwall accounts used to show the then Prince Charles paid just under 6 million in income tax. The current Prince of Wales is not sharing because he doesn't have to. Now, first of all, the fact that he doesn't have to, it's quite problematic. But also, why does he not want to? Is there any kind of settlement in these numbers? So that's the first thing that comes to mind. How did the Middletons settle their money? Anyway, let's have a read of this. This is from ITV. Prince William has chosen to withhold more information about his finances as the Prince of Wales than his father did before him. In the end-of-year accounts for the Duchy of Cornwall, the estate William inherited when he became the heir to the throne shows that he has withheld the amount of tax he pays on his earnings. The accounts for the last year in which Charles was Prince of Wales revealed he voluntarily paid 5.9 million in income tax, while Prince William, as the 25th Duke of Cornwall, still pays income tax in the same way as the 24th Duke, that was then Prince Charles, now king. His office has decided not to reveal the amount as they are not obligated to do so. Taxes paid by the Prince of Wales on his earnings from the Duchy of Cornwall. This is basically a property portfolio, by the way. This has nothing to do with the smiling and waving daily events that they do. After deducting official expenditure on his family, the annual report released on Wednesday by the Duchy of Cornwall shows that the surplus available to William, Kate, and their family was 23.6 million, a small reduction from the year before caused by property management. The surplus pays for the official, charitable, and private lives of the Prince and Princess of Wales and their household. Taxes paid at standard UK rate once official costs have been deducted from the 23.6 million figure. Well, we know for sure that there are other ways in which money can be hidden. The United Kingdom doesn't have all those tax havens for nothing. Senior royal sources indicated that the amount of income tax William pays is higher than his father, but Kensington Palace declined to say how much tax was paid. I mean, if you're paying tax and you're being honest with it, why not let us know? It's because you're not. It meant the report of the finances of the Prince of Wales office was much less transparent than the one in 2021 to 2022, the last full year that Prince Charles was entitled to the Duchy of Cornwall money. So why the secrecy now? Why the secrecy now? The current Prince and Princess of Wales employs 66 staff, whereas his father used to employ around 100. 67% of William and Kate's staff are female and 33% are male. Kensington Palace does not have a target for the diversity of their staff, but did reveal 14% of their employees are from minority backgrounds. Can we stop trying to have diversity quotas for organizations that do not serve us and, quite frankly, if we did work there, would treat us horribly? I, for one, don't think we need diversity in institutions like this. I said what I said. I'm not looking to be represented in places where I'm not respected. The executive committee of the household is made up of 5 men. Okay, so the highest positions are taken up by men. And a search for a new CEO for William and Kate has been put on pause following a year in which the princess has been forced to step back from public duties. I mean, we know that there is a revolving door of individuals in Kate and William's office. This has been a problem for a while. All right, well, that's that. Also, the spending for the sovereign grant has increased, despite the fact that we're meant to have a slimmed down monarchy. So these are some screenshots from a report on ITV. Good Morning Britain on ITV. So let's have a listen to. Oh, do I? Okay, annoyingly, I don't know if I have it. Give me a sec. Give me a sec, folks. I think I have misplaced the audio. I have misplaced the audio. Anne has misplaced the audio. Okay, do you know what? We're gonna come back to this because I do actually want us to listen to this, but we're gonna have to come back to it at the end while I try to find that audio. But okay, so let's move on to something else and then we'll circle back around to this in a sec. Harry. So the ITV trailer, which is tonight, they dropped some trailers earlier on in the week with some other people in the documentary, reeling us in, and I knew that the trailers for Harry would be next. So there were 3 portions of the interview, like short snippets, that were released. So we're gonna have a listen to them one at a time. So let's listen to this one first, and then I will comment on each one.
When you got the judge's ruling that you had been hacked, what was your reaction?
To go in there and come out and have the judge rule in our favour was obviously huge, but for him to go as far as he did with regard to, this wasn't just the individual people, this went right up to the top. This was lawyers, this was high executives, and to be able to achieve that in a trial, and that's a monumental victory.
When you got the judge's ruling that you had been hacked.
So Harry, they're saying that it was obviously a massive victory, not just for him, but it's also a massive victory for everybody else trying to get justice in these cases. I believe the official number actually of people hacked was somewhere around the region of just well over 4,000, between 4,000 to 5,000 people. It was also organizations as well. So let's have a listen to the second thing that Harry says in the second snippet that was released.
Other victims of hacking that I've spoken to have described the paranoia that it creates. Do you identify with that?
I think paranoia it's a very interesting word because, yes, then it could be paranoia, but then when you're vindicated, it proves that you weren't being paranoid. Same with my mother. There is evidence to suggest that she was being hacked in the mid-90s, probably one of the first people to be hacked. And yet, still today, the tabloid press, very much enjoy painting her as being paranoid. But she wasn't paranoid. She was absolutely right of what was happening to her. And she's not around today to find out the truth.
Does your mother motivate you in this legal fight?
Yeah, there's all sorts of things that motivate me.
While it's never been proven
there you go. Harry making a very good point there that Diana was not paranoid, she was right. And it just, when you think about the fact that when William gave a statement regarding the Martin Bashir interview, and more recently, because they're still trying to erase Diana's words, he actually used the words, "My mother was paranoid." So I'm so glad to hear Harry say that, because she was not paranoid, she was right. Right, we're going to listen to a third clip.
To what extent do you think that your determination to fight the tabloids destroyed the relationship with your family?
I think there's, that's certainly a central piece to it. But that's a hard question to answer, because anything I say about my family results in a torrent of abuse from the press. I've made it very clear that this is something that needs to be done. It would be nice if we did it as a family. I believe that, again, from a service standpoint, and when you're in a public role, that these are the things that we should be doing for the greater good. But I'm doing this for my reasons.
What do you think of their decision not to fight in the way that you have?
I think everything that's played out has shown people what the truth of the matter is. For me, the mission continues, but it's caused, as you say, part of a rift.
To what extent do you think that your determination?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that the other members of the royal family could fight this, even if they wanted to, without a lot of their own skeletons coming out of the closet. And I think with Harry, he has been very open and about many things, to the point where they don't really have anything to hold against him. And in their way of protecting William was throwing Harry under the bus. So in a way, they actually did Harry a favor to a certain degree, because so much of his kind of acting out when he was young, it's all out there for everybody to see. It's not hidden in a closet. And in the end, that's actually worked in Harry's favor, and it's worked against William. And that's why Harry can sit here and say, you know what, whatever you want to say about me, you can say it, because I've got nothing to hide. Just say it. Whereas I don't think you can say the same for the other members of the family. Right, so next, I'll go to your comments. Oh, actually, no, sorry. There's one more piece of audio that I want us to listen to. This is actually from one of the, my apologies, I don't actually have his picture, but what you're going to be listening to now is a clip from somebody who was a hero during the 7/7 bombings, who was targeted by the press.
We weren't celebrities. This wasn't salacious gossip. We were just normal people who got involved in a horrific incident. When something like that happens, it makes you feel very vulnerable, because you've lost control of the story, of what you want to tell and what you don't want to tell. And that's very hard. It does take its toll on you. We weren't.
Okay, so I actually did have a picture of him. That's the gentleman with the glasses at the top there who was speaking. And you just have to ask, why was someone who was a victim of terrorism targeted by the tabloids? And he's not the only one. Many of them were. There was actually a Sun reporter who tried to get into the hospital while you had victims with burnt faces lying in a hospital bed, trying to get interviews, trying to get details. Like, this is how relentless and heartless these people were. All right, let's go to your comments, and then we'll get on to the last thing. Hi, if you're just joining us, please do hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. We are powering towards 40,000. I think the subscriber count had slowed down a bit because obviously I've been working on my book, so my podcasting has been a bit all over the place, and also the change of time zones. But I think we're back on track for 40,000. So please do subscribe. I know there's a lot of you who do listen and you haven't hit that subscribe button, so do that, please. Oh, hey, Lightside. Lightside, are you going to jump on the pod later today after the Harry documentary? So, with about the tabloids? I think you should. I think the people would love to hear you. Okay, I'm trying to just we didn't get to listen to that clip and it's still uploading. I have to transfer the video to audio, so that's still transferring. If you can bear with me, we will listen to that. But I'll go into one other thing, slight deviation into US politics, but also life politics, which is why I wanted to bring this up. I want to say to all the women who are either childless, i.e., they wanted children and couldn't have them for whatever reason, or child free, chose to have children by your own will. To both child free and childless women, there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not lesser than. You are not any less worthy. You are still contributors to the society. You have a VP, Trump's VP, who is of the opinion that childless women are miserable, that they don't have a direct stake in running the country. And this was actually said by JD Vance back in 2021, by the way. So a lot of his comments are coming back to haunt him, but he still has the same opinions. And my question is, do Republican women, are there not Republican women who are childless or child-free? Are there not Republican women who are cat ladies? Are there not Republican women who are struggling with fertility? I don't understand why they believe this rhetoric is still going to fly. Someone said to me that JD Vance was smart because he's a lawyer and this, that, and the third, and he's this big, he's gonna be this big, scary man because he was chosen by Trump, and that is just absolute rubbish to me. And let me tell you why. JD Vance, I believe, actually did train at Yale as a lawyer, but he's what I like to call a Yale boy lawyer. A lot of these guys get into law so they can understand the law to see how it works in their favor. They don't actually get into law to practice. They get into law so they can be better manipulators. But are they actually? Would they actually be smart enough to practice law and win cases? No. Not in any type of significant way. And the reason I also bring up the fact that he's a lawyer is Kamala Harris. Sorry, I think it's Kamala. I think that's how you say her name properly. Kamala Harris. She has been in politics for what, 2-3 decades? She has been involved in policy making. She was a prosecutor. And this guy who is a lawyer cannot find one thing on her record to critique. Kamala Harris is not a perfect individual. There would be at least one thing on her record as a politician that you could genuinely critique. They cannot find one thing. They are going to the fact that she does not have children. Now, to my understanding, she is a stepmom, so you can't say that she never had a stake in raising children. In fact, her husband's ex-wife has come out and praised her co-parenting. And even if she wasn't a stepmom, that doesn't make any woman any less competent. Men don't give birth. and yet they run the majority of the planet. So I think that I'm gonna put a bet in right now that JD Vance is going to be dropped. I think they're gonna realize that they made a very grave mistake um choosing this guy. I have also noticed, because JD Vance's wife is a woman of color. I've also noticed that there's a very particular part of the far right that don't like the fact that he's married to a woman of color. So I think that the Trump camp are probably going to get rid of him. I think they're going to realize they picked the wrong guy for their base completely. And I think that I was watching a speech from Kamala Harris, and she said, you know, we won't go back. And I think that's going to become her slogan. We won't go back. And I think that's a very powerful message, not just for America, but for the world, because this rhetoric that you're seeing. And the reason I think myself and many people feel very strongly about it, because it's not just the US. It is not just the US. Even here in the UK, there are things that are being done to limit women's choices when it comes to reproductive care. So if you are a childless cat lady, hold your cat up high in the air or around your neck like Miss Swift here, because there is nothing wrong with you. What's wrong is the society that wants to put women down. Women who are just minding their business. Right, I just wanted to say that. Is this... Oh, yes. So this thing has now downloaded. Let's see if we can play the audio that I wanted to play earlier. Let's see if it will upload. Okay, that is uploading, so I'll go through your comments. Let's have a look now. Minxie, you said, I listened to a young Gen Z. Now I truly believe the young will get behind her. Yeah. Kamala will be 60 in October. She doesn't look 60 at all. Oh my goodness, she looks really young. Young and vibrant. Wow. Valerie, I don't understand why JD Vance is so worried about women's bodies. He's worried because he doesn't know what to do with one. That's why. I said what I said. We're being petty today. Daniel, I am so good. Glad to see you here. Very glad to see you here. Yeah, she absolutely. Yes, Doug's ex-wife came out and defended her and said, you know, they are great co-parents and that she loves her blended family. Should we get a review from Trump's exes? Mm-hmm. LD, you said, too late to drop JD Vance on the ticket since he was already nominated. The situation is different from President Biden since the nomination convention has not yet occurred. Do you know what? They can come up with an excuse. They can come up with an excuse. Yes, Valerie. Anyway, cats are big business. We have an incredible cat in our house. We love our cat. All right, let's see if we can play this. Let's go back to our slide about the sovereign grant before we wrap things up today. All right, let's have a listen to this because it's quite hilarious. My favorite part is the part about the Bentley.
Good morning. Well, we know that it supports the official duties of the royal family. Buckingham Palace's accounts were meant to be published earlier, but there was a month-long delay due to the general election. Let's just take a look at some of those numbers in a bit more detail. The Crown Estate profits have soared to more than £1 billion. And this means that the sovereign grant will go from 86 million to 132 million. That's a 53% 23% increase. And the royal household will use some of the money on 2 helicopters, converting the King's state Bentleys to use biofuel and solar panels at Windsor Castle. But a large amount of this money will go to renovations at various palaces.
At the moment, Britain's in the middle of restoring 2 palaces, Buckingham Palace and the Palace of Westminster. Those are big projects. And the money, the increase, if you like, is simply going to pay off the repair bill for Buckingham Palace that was going to have to be paid anyway.
Well, the decade-long renovation here at Buckingham Palace is costing £369 million. Meanwhile, the report also reveals that the King took part in more than 400 royal engagements despite his cancer diagnosis. And the Princess of Wales and the King jointly, in a year, received around 27,000 messages from well-wishers. When it comes to Prince William, well, we now know that he received around £23 million in private income. But when it comes to his private tax bill, well, that remains under wraps. Good morning. Well, we know that it supports the official duties.
And there you go. I'm so glad to hear that they will be adding solar panels onto the Bentley. Has anybody in the chat ever owned a Bentley? Been in a Bentley? Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Reba, I prefer to be a childless cat lady than be stuck with Shady Vance. Exactly. Better to be a cat lady than to be with someone like that. Never me. I will never be that woman. Absolutely not. You will never catch me being desperate enough to be with a man like that. Yes, Valerie, the world is full of childless men also. Like, how are you going to talk about childless women without talking about childless men? I mean, quite frankly, we don't have to talk about childless anyone. People need to mind their business. But why is the focus only ever on women? Black Queenie said, I am head cat lady with 3 children and an ex. I'm quite contented. Like I said, how do they get all that money? They don't work. It comes from the duchy, a portfolio of properties like the Crown Estate profits, and also sovereign grant money as well that the citizens of the United Kingdom contribute to. I think we all contribute something like £1 a year or something. Why is JD Vance all up in Kamala Harris's womb? Good question. Rosanne said, I adopted a dog whose name was Bentley. I think Bentley is a very nice name for a dog, actually. Oh, Lightside, you've touched a Bentley. I actually don't think that Bentleys are very nice looking cars, actually. I personally don't see what the fuss is about them. I don't think they look nice. I don't know, there's something that's just very like old about it to me. Even the more like modern convertibles. Have a look. All right. Okay. Somebody was asking about Peter Thiel. He's the he's one of the PayPal founders. Very, very wealthy guy, and donates a lot to the right. Him and Elon Musk are frenemies. All right. I will end things there. I'll be back later on to give a full review of this Tabloids on Trial Sorry, folks, I do apologize. I was kicked out for a second there. Yes, so I was saying Tabloids on Trial, 9 p.m. on ITV this evening. And then I will be back probably about half an hour to an hour after the podcast, and we will be discussing what was said. All right, I will see you then. Ciao.
I don't know how or how you do it. You blow my mind without without a word. Ooh, stuck upside down. I might be dreaming. There's no way back now. Take every inch of my body. Wanna dance with you all night long. Dive in, babe, you know we can't stop this. Come on, show me what you got. 'Cause I don't care if they think we're mad to be falling in love with you. I'll do it again and again and again and again. Why would I fight the things I'm feeling? Rather space out here next to you. Ooh, like astronauts, we're in the night sky and we won't come down. Take every inch of my body. Wanna dance with you all night long. Dive in, babe, you know we can't stop this. Come on, show me what you got. 'Cause I don't care